Oh, so today's video I thought I would talk a lot more about something I like quite a lot, environmentally friendly technology. If you're wondering why my voice has been changed, I made this video several times, but I either ran out of time as these are limited to just 15 minutes, or there's a bit of a cock up. I think my voice gets a lot better when I drink Coke. I just had a sip of Tesco Diet Coke. So, please try and be patient about my enunciation. I was thinking about alternatives to solar power, as I like many forms of environmentally friendly technology, such as, solar, wind, tidal, geothermal, hydro, biomass, algae for a biofuel, another burp, thorium, nuclear fusion. I found there are alternatives to many of these things. It's pretty cool. Then I thought about, hold on, you can have a solar panel, but you can also have options like solar thermal or concentrated solar, which might be referred to as being CSP. But regardless, how does a thing like solar thermal differ compared to a solar panel? Planet Earth's yellow dwarf star, or the Sun, emits around 625 watts per square metre per hour. To put all that into comparison, the average solar panel gets around 125 watts per square metre per hour. That's around 20% efficiency. So if you had max efficiency in solar technology, then instead of needing 12 panels or 24 square metres, you would need a mere 3 panels or 6 metres, 6 metres being squared. But how about solar heat? How come there are options like solar thermal and concentrated solar, and all the matter with that is heat, and heat surely can't be as powerful as the solar energy itself. Maybe it feels more powerful, but just because something feels more powerful doesn't mean it's more powerful. I have here, I'm fiddling around with something, I have in my hands 500 British pounds. You can count them if you want. I have a full 500 British pounds. But if I fold them, and I touch them, I would feel like it's 1,000 pounds. But it is, still 500 pounds. So, what is all the big fuss? I might be able to do a bit more research if I knew how temperature worked. That's why I made this video. I hereby ask for anyone... Hold on. My saliva is too dry today. I hereby ask all the people of all the YouTube channels, all genres, all ages, all sizes, all sexes, all races, or ethnicities. I hereby ask all of YouTube to finally give me the answer. Is Celsius is equivalent to a watt or joule? Is Celsius, I'll do that again. Is temperature Celsius/watts per a metre squared or a centimetre squared? And is it per minute of duration or is it per an hour of duration? Because if it is per But for an example, I'll say 30 degrees Celsius. If the outside is 30 degrees Celsius, but such is per meter squared, and per minute, then 30 watts per squared meter per minute, multiplied by 60 minutes in an hour, means 1,800 watts per hour. That would make it 14.4 times more powerful than a solar panel. Or 2.88 times if a solar panel was at max efficiency. But is it per a metre, or is it per squared centimetre? And is it per a minute, or is it per an hour? Please, I really want to know. From what I can tell, it takes around a minute for a kettle. We here in the UK tend to be associated or addicted to tea. Therefore, my house has a kettle. It usually takes a minute to boil a kilogram or a litre or 10 by 10 by 10 centimetres. To boil that much water in the span of a minute. That's quite useful for calculating geothermal power as well, because that's just all a matter of steam being heated up by heat in the ground, such as from natural geothermal heat, or from lava, or from magma, and it all gets boiled, all the water is turned to steam, and the steam powers a turbine. But with concentrated solar and solar thermal, is that how it works? Is it a squared 10 by 10 by 10 centimetres is Celsius per 10 by 10 centimetres, and it's that much per minute? Because if so, Jesus Christ, then it will be 1,800 watts per 10 by 10 centimetres, as opposed to a metre or 100 by 100 centimetres. So you need a tenth, or 10,000 or something, of a solar panel. Of a metre, I mean. Also, there's another thing I need. My main subject for this video, I address the people of YouTube, the people of the comment section, of all the content creators, all the people of all the demographics, of all the many parts of all YouTube, every man, woman, child, white, black, yellow, red, green. Perhaps there's a race of people that's green. Perhaps it's just people that are very sick. Young, old, 100 years old, a year old, minus 100 years old, 100 years ago. Perhaps you're born in 100 years. I hereby ask all the people of YouTube to please tell me, how does outside temperature function? Is it Celsius equals watts? Is Celsius slash watts per squared metre, or squared centimetre, or 10 by 10 centimetres? Is it per minute of duration, per second of duration, or is it measured in an hour of duration? Please comment down below in the comment section. I'm quite confused, because the options like solar thermal and concentrated solar, they must have something better than a solar panel, other than just being a bit cheaper. Also, I thought I'd bring up something. Another thing, I mean. There's this YouTube channel called Daria Kohan. This YouTuber, Daria Kohen, made a video a few years ago that was a school or college or university project, and it was a video about a young woman who went into a castle that was on a dark and stormy night in the rain. As to keep away from the rain, I think it was raining, and it was partially so they can read their books. This was a young woman who was then attacked by the owner of the castle. the girl or woman called Missi then has to fight the vampire who owns the castle, called Duke, and Duke is a seductive and an evil old man. So Missi then manages to defeat Duke, and Duke then goes to hell, as depicted in the next video. Missi takes Duke's vampire scepter, because Duke had a scepter, and Missi then picks up the vampire scepter and turns into a vampire, or becomes vampiric. I don't know about you, but I just think that makes Missi more beautiful. Missi then resurrects Duke after the second video, Duke being in hell, and Missi then resurrects Duke in the third video to torture him, and that's perfectly justified. Missi has perfect justification. Hashtag Missi for the win. I mean, yes, Duke was in hell, but Duke was living the life. It was through the song "When You're Evil." I think it actually depicted Duke as having Cerberus as a lapdog. So, poor Missi, but Missi then resurrects Duke, then tortures Duke, then chucks Duke out of their castle. Meanwhile, Missi has Duke's vampire scepter and great vampiric power. But I've noticed in the comments section people tend to ship Missi with Duke. Ship means to connect characters in a fiction with each other as a means of a romantic relationship. People in the comments section, they ship Missi with Duke. I get how they're two of the only characters, as the only other characters are the people who made the songs. The videos are using the lyrics from. The videos are to lyrics from songs that have their own story. And other than the Vampire series, it's called the Vampire. Other than the Vampire series, there's also a series where the uploader Daria Gohan makes these drawings of the star signs. But then Daria Gohan makes Let's Draws or Let's Plays, or these sped up drawings of Missi and Duke, many of which depicting Missi and Duke being a couple, or Duke pissing Missi off. Missi doesn't deserve to be pissed off. Then there was for International Weed Day, or the unofficial Weed Day, or the day the American calendar says 420, a day usually celebrated for drugs, hence as a response to the 420 meme. There was another picture where Missi was being disrespected. So people ship Missi with Duke, and they don't mind if Missi ends up disrespected. So this part of the video is just my response to Daria Gohan, or to anybody who will listen. So please don't make Missi's life a misery. No. Please respect Missi. Give her more power, if anything. I made a script for this part as well. Missi has to live in a castle without heating or modern technology, has been disrespected by Duke in the first video, and by the YouTube comment section who wants Missi to be shipped with Duke, and has been disrespected by the content creator Daria Gohan, who has made pictures depicting Missi as being disrespected, such as weed smoke being blown in her face, or she looks quote-unquote jealous just because of something Duke is doing. And the creator is just such an evil bitch. Daria Gohan is an evil bitch. So Daria Gohan, if you're watching this, please kill yourself. Hashtag Missi for the win.